to the
Puma's favorite
Washington
team?
the one-on-one Washington football team taking on the one-on-one Buffalo Bills in Puma
Hey!
Bowl number 2.
Oh my God.
The
Jesus
Washington football
Christ.
team is coming off of a thriller victory on Thursday night where they beat the New York Giants. And we just talked about the Buffalo Bills steamrolling the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. Hopefully I didn't trigger Puma again. But Puma, since you love both these quarterbacks, I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Let it go. Tell us who you love more, Heinicke or Josh Allen in this matchup.
All right.
Heinicke!
Heinicke. Now, Jay, let's try that again. What's his name?
Heineken.
No. Let's try it one more time. Heineken has not given him a advertisement deal yet, but Bud Light is in the bullpen. What is that quarterback's name for the Washington football team? One more time. Make sure you get the high note. Heinicke. So yeah, no, I mean, listen. I love me some Taylor Heinicke. I love me some Josh Allen. I'm not going to rehash the Buffalo Bills again. I have the Buffalo Bills rolling in this game. I think they're going to win. But I will say the point spread here. The Washington football team. Last time I looked, they were 8.5-point underdogs. I'm going to take the points with the Washington football team. I mean, I liked what I saw coming off of a short week where, it was definitely a letdown the week prior against the Chargers. Everyone had the Washington football team defense in the same echelon as like the 2000 Ravens and like the 85 Bears. And it was a massive disappointment. We talked about it last week. I saw some signs of improvement. They got after Daniel Jones in the first half. They actually had a little bit of a third down defense, but that we all saw they struggled when they did like the read option and the quarterback keeper with Daniel Jones. He led the team with rushing. I think he had like 97 yards. He would have had a touchdown if it wasn't a ticky-tack holding call. Heinicke looked good. I mean, Heinicke went 34-46, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1 interception. Now, I'm not looking at the last week's game with the Washington football team through rose-colored glasses. He should have had 2 interceptions. He had a ball. He was trying to get it to Humphreys and Bradbury. He hit him right in the. He hit Bradbury for the Giants right in the hands, and he just dropped it. So he really should have had 2 interceptions on that day. I know he was great spotting the ball. He loves Brett Favre. I think he went to from the same area of Mississippi, kind of looked up to him a bit. But he was staring down receivers a lot. Like, he was staring down guys a lot. That led to the interception where he was trying to get the ball to McLaurin to kind of close the game out. So he got lucky in that aspect of things. But I like the Washington football team to cover here. But I have the Buffalo Bills winning this game. I mean, if the Washington football team has any shot, they're going to have to get off the field on third down, especially against Diggs and Beasley and Josh Allen, who can run, and Dawson Knox, who's been getting involved in the game, and Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. Fantasy purposes, you want to rip your hair out because it's a running back by committee, but they're getting the job done. So get off the field on third downs. Be smart with the football on the offensive side. Let's go.
I mean, wow. How do I follow that up with Heinicke?
Heinicke!
You know what? I was actually, impressed with him in their game against the Giants. And, I'm going to say it. They should have lost that game.
They should have lost that game. I'll say that.
The Giants vomited all over themselves in typical fashion. And, that interception he threw late in that game was brutal. He almost threw the game away at that point. Like you, Puma, I think that the defense definitely has to step up. Obviously, facing what was billed at the beginning of the year as MVP candidate in Josh Allen has looked far from that through 2 weeks here. I want to see Antonio Gibson really get involved. With this team. I mean, he had 13 carries for 69 yards. He was very well there. I'd like to see more from the passing game from him. It seems like that Ron Rivera and the football team there are relying on McKissick a little bit more in the passing game in terms of what they're trying to do there. And I'd like to see Antonio Gibson become more of that dual threat back with the Washington football team. Obviously for fantasy purposes, that's irrelevant in this case, but I really feel that he has the ability to be that kind of dual threat back. So like, you're not kind of telegraphing what you're doing when your running back is on the field. Obviously, when J.D. McKissic is on the field, they know they're going to throw the ball, and I think if that they can incorporate Antonio Gibson into that, I think that their offense will go a lot further. As in terms of Taylor Heinicke, you know what, Puma, I'm starting to buy the Kool-Aid here a little bit on Taylor Heinicke. I'm starting to buy it. I think that he's been far better than I thought he was going to be through 2 weeks. Obviously, we had that playoff game last year against the Bucs where he almost beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on starting on a kind of a last second situation. But through 2 games, when he came in last week and then now, they might have something in him, and I'm excited to see what happens going forward. Obviously, Terry McLaurin's going to Terry McLaurin. He was a beast in that game. I want to see more of Logan Thomas and Diami Brown stepping up in that offense. I want to see them. I want to see especially Diami Brown to step up and be kind of that second look for that Washington offense. In terms of the Buffalo Bills, they did roll against the Miami Dolphins last week. They did have they played against Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, it was I think it was 14-0 at that point when he came into that game, and then obviously everything kind of went downhill after that with Jacoby Brissett. The Dolphins had to adjust. I'm still not sold on the Buffalo Bills. They got to show me more. I mean, Josh Allen, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, did run the ball for 35 yards on 5 carries. I'm still not seeing this explosive team that I saw last year out of this Buffalo Bills. I can't rag on their defense at all because they shut out the Miami Dolphins. Again, not hard to do when your starting quarterback gets knocked out, and obviously the coaching staff didn't really adjust properly in this game. For me, I'm going with the Washington football team covering the 8 points. I think they're going to win the game. I think it's going to be a close game.
Look at you, Burge!
Shocking, right?
I love this.
Shocking,
Let's go.
but I think even if Buffalo does squeak out a win here, they're not going to win by more than 8 here. I'm
8.5's a big number.
Yeah, it's a big spread, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I'm going with Washington football team here. I think the defense gets right, and I am going to pick them to win outright in this game, but I do think it will be decided by a field goal or less. And real quick, Jay, before you go, Parker's picks, I got to start training my kid better to not pick the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, you leave Sharp Parker alone. Parker alone. He's going to be making us some money.
No. He picked the Buffalo Bills here. I was very unhappy about it. We moved on, but I got some training to do with my little guy. But he did pick the Buffalo Bills minus the 8 here.
Yeah, but listen, there's something really great brewing in Washington with that Taylor Heinicke story. And, anytime he steps on the field, there's a different energy that the team has. They kind of they really like the guy. They kind of rally around him. You didn't really see that kind of energy when Ryan Fitzpatrick was out there. So I think the dude has moxie. He has confidence. I think he's quote unquote a gamer, man. At the end of the day, anytime he steps on the field, whoever he's playing against, he's gonna get you in that game and give you a chance to win. I mean, he put the fear of God in me last year when they were playing the Buccaneers, and I thought they were gonna lose that game. I remember looking at Puma running around like a madman when he had that touchdown. I was like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him. But listen, I think the best thing about Taylor Heinicke is, man, he has great ball placement. If you watch him, and yeah, he does stare down receivers occasionally, but I think he's so confident where he places the ball that he can get away with some of those throws. And obviously it's going to catch up with him, but the fact that he can throw the ball on the outside shoulder consistently is something special. I mean, his ball placement's off the charts. On the other end, the Buffalo Bills, man, they had a get-right game, as they call it. They kind of flexed their muscles a little bit against the Miami Dolphins. Josh Allen returned to form and threw 2 touchdowns. Zach Moss rushed for 2 touchdowns. Singletary had a really big 49-yard play for a touchdown as well. So it seems like they're kind of rounding into shape. The game really is going to come down to can Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Allen, can those boys get consistent pressure on Josh Allen? And I think if you can, then they can win. Unfortunately, I just don't see the Washington football team going into the Buffalo Bills Stadium and beating them. So give me Buffalo big here, 38-17, a little bit of a blowout here.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Oof. Oof.
And